upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from the man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. Adam said, This is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Genesis 3:19 or 20:21 says, And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. And unto Adam also and his wife did the Lord make coats of skins and clothe them. I want to talk to you guys this morning on releasing the creativity of God. Obviously, before God healed anything or delivered anything, he was a creator. 6 days to create everything that we all see and know. After the 6th day, he stopped creating. He did not create on day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11. He just stopped instantly because the last creative work he did was making Adam, and he put everything into Adam that a man would need. He put the creative power of himself into Adam. He breathed his own breath into man. Man became a living soul, and we were made in the image of God, and therefore we had the power of God. The Holy Ghost is the power of God. So he stops creating, he makes Adam. And but he realized Adam needed something besides just wandering around in the garden by himself, knowing all the animals, he needed a wife. So God, instead of giving him this person that he needs, God tested Adam first and said, before I give you what you want, I'm gonna test you and give you an example. I'm going to give every animal in the world, bring it to you, and you have to name it. So before you get married, Adam, I'm going to make you exhaust your mind being creative for me. Adam had dominion over all the animals, but he had not named them, which means you can have dominion over something and not know how to talk to it. You can have dominion over an addiction and not know how to speak to it. You can have dominion over something that you think you'll never conquer, but if you never speak to it and call it out by name, you will think that thing is stronger than you are. That giraffe was bigger than Adam when he walked up to it, but when Adam spoke to it, Adam had dominion over it. For instance, you can struggle with something. Just for instance, I'm going to throw something out there. Say it's just prescription drugs, whatever. You can have dominion over that, but if you never call it out and say, prescription drugs, I'm struggling with that right now, I need victory over this in Jesus' name. If you never call it out by name, don't expect God to help you. I want to, okay. You can be, all right, we won't go there. Pornography. Yeah, you're awake, aren't you? You can have dominion over that and still fall to it because you never call it out by name. For instance, if you are struggling with something like that and you get up in the morning and say, God, just help me, give me strength today, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. I promise you're going to fall. Why? Because you're not calling it out by name. You're not speaking to it by its name. If you have a weakness, whatever that could be, fear, that could be doubt, that could be lust, that could be pride, that could be anger, jealousy, it could be rage, it could be violence, it could be whatever, your past shame. You have to call that thing out every day. When you get up, if you know it's your battle, and it's no one else's business, when you get alone somewhere, but when you get up, you call that thing you're battling with out. Boom, I call you out in Jesus' name. I'm going to conquer you today. Now you've just spoken. I'm giving you a key right now. Right. You've just spoken to something that you had dominion over the entire time. See, you'll hear preachers tell you that God will give you power over this, and God will give you power over that, and God will give you power over this, and then you say, man, I've lived for God, and I'm still struggling with that. I'm still messing up to that. I'm still weak at that. I thought I wouldn't even be bothered by that. And it just comes in and boom, it runs you over. Right. Well, it runs you over because you ain't talking to it. You're talking to God about it. But he said, speak to the mountain, not speak to me about the mountain. That's where we go wrong. We say, oh, God, help me. And I'm not saying you need strength. That's one thing for strength. But if you have a problem or if you have something attach your mind, you need to talk to that thing. So Adam, before I give you what you want, I expect you to talk to what's in your life right now. So if it's big or small, if it's a giraffe, a dinosaur, if it's a beetle, speak to it. If it's something big that comes against you, call it out by name. If it's a giant, speak to it. If it's something small, but you know it's nagging, speak to it. You'd be surprised at people right now in their 20s and 30s and 40s that are dealing with things they've been dealing with since they were 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, because they never speak to it. You may speak to it and you may still struggle for a while, but the more you speak, the weaker it gets. The more submitted it gets to you. Make sense? Okay, so whatever your deal is, everybody's got something. You can act like you don't have issues, but I promise you, you try to act like that, I'll find it. Okay? Don't act holy and dignified. I'll make you look cute. Okay? You are not in heaven. You are not an angel. You are a human being. We all are. We all got problems. Everybody in here does. Fake it, whatever. You got problems. I promise you. You can act. You'd be surprised people that are anointed, sing great, preach, do awesome, and are crazy. They can look just right in church, pray, feel like, man, they walk with God. Get them alone, they are a psychopath. I'm telling you the truth. Same mouth that can worship God can cuss, scream. Oh, I know. Yeah. Really does happen. People are really actually crazy and look just right on the outside. Because what we do, we fix the outside. And then we let these inside things just go crazy all the time. Which is true. Okay. But, so Adam, speak to it. So, Adam had to get creative when he was single. Okay, you're single right now. He had to get creative before he got married. So many young people everywhere think, I'm gonna live for God one day, I'm gonna do this for God. When I settle down, when I get a wife, when I get kids, I'm gonna do. Okay. Alright. God said to Adam, before you get your wife, you're gonna get creative for me. You're gonna do everything you can for me, and I'll give you exactly what you want. Exactly what you need will only come when you do everything you can for God before you have it, whether you're married or not right now. Hope you get that. Whatever, the exact thing you need right now in your life will only come when you do everything you can for God. In other words, Adam could have said, I'm not doing nothing until you bring it. I'm not doing nothing. And God could have said, okay, I'm not going to give you Eve. I'm going to give you something you don't. Right. Here comes a zebra. Go ahead. But Adam, I want you to, this didn't take 5 minutes, guys. This took every bird, every dog, everything. I mean, every bug. Can you imagine having to name every bug? Much less every cow, every beast of the field, everything, every fish. It took a long time. So that's a dolphin, that's a whale, that's a this, that's a that, that's a this, that's a that. He's speaking to every little thing. And he exhausts his mind for God until the point where he finally gets so tired he ends up laying down going to sleep. But the more creative you get for God, when you have nothing going for you, the more likely God's going to do something pretty special. Right. There was 3 million people that Moses led out of Egypt. One person God gave the wisdom to build the tabernacle, a guy named Bezaleel. You probably haven't even heard his name. Bezaleel means in the shadows of God. No one knows about him. When you think of people leaving Egypt, you think of Moses, Aaron, Joshua. You do not think of Bezaleel. But Bezaleel was the only one that could build a tabernacle. Right. Out of 3 million, one person was created. One. 3 million people were just dumb as rocks, and one person said, I can do that. Mary said to Jesus, just make the water into wine. I can't do that. It's not my time. I just told him, I just got creative. I said you could do it. I told everybody you could do it. Got creative. Joshua told the Lord, make the sun stand still. I'm trying to fight the enemy right now. I need more time. Make the sun stand still. Creative power. Speaking things that you normally wouldn't speak. Trying to find ministries you normally wouldn't find. Looking for areas to be used you normally wouldn't be used in. You think, well, I'm not going to do that. Well, you're not going to get your destiny either. Alright? That's how it works. Adam, when you do everything you can for me and show me you're all about my will, my purpose, and my calling, then I start getting creative for you. Good principle. You do everything you can for God. God, draw nigh to God. Okay, so Adam does everything, and then God says, okay, I see, you've done all you can do, and Adam, go to sleep. I'm going to start getting creative. First thing God does when God gets creative for you, He closes your eyes. He does not let you see everything going on around you. And behind God starts working on you, He will shut your eyes off to everything around you. If your eyes are on everybody around you and their problems, God's not working on you right now. And we all need God to work on us. So if God's not working in my life, the evident sign that God is not working on me and not touching me and not helping me is I am looking at everybody around me and their problems. And I'm feeling that right. I'm going to hit that right there. If all I can see is what you're doing wrong, and what your problems are, and what you said, and why don't you do that, it is just showing the world God is not working on me right now. The first thing God said, I'm going to close His eyes so He can't see anything. When I work on somebody, they can't see anything but what I'm doing. Closes His eyes, And then the Bible says he pulls out a rib out of Adam's side. Now, here, this is powerful because Adam, God literally did not have to use any element inside Adam's body to make his destiny. He could have used a tree to make Eve. He could have used a star, a planet. He could have made her out of the dust. He could have grabbed a rock and carved her out and said, boom, there she is. But he reaches inside Adam because even though all the elements on the outside were great, God knew your destiny is always inside you. Okay? You cannot look to your boss, your coworker, your friends, or different ministries to hook you up with your destiny. You can't pray for so many open doors so that if they notice me and they notice me and he notices me and I can connect to him and connect to her, then this will happen and I can be what God's always called me to be. That's not how God works. That may happen where God uses them, but your destiny's inside you right now. Adam had no idea what that rib looked like inside of him. He had no idea that from that rib a woman could be made. He had no clue, but it was inside him. You'd be surprised the things that are locked up inside you right now that God could use and make beautiful things out of that you have no clue are in you. No clue. You think, well, I'll get this education, I can never do that, I can never work this job, I could never actually get this position, and you have no clue what God's already put inside you. I can never have that ministry, I can never be used like that, I can never sing on the platform, I can never do this. Why? Because you don't see what's inside you. When God said, when I make your destiny, when I get ready to give you exactly what you need, I always pull it out of you, not pour into you.
All right.
See, we have it backwards. Bring it to me, God. Give it to me. Do that over there, God. Give me that. And God says, no, thou shalt not covet, first of all. No, I'm going to put something in you, and then I'm going to pull it out of you, because that's how I work. Okay? So he pulls out the rib. Now here's another thing. A lot of people never get Eve because they won't give up the rib. The rib is close to the heart. You got to let go of things close to your heart to receive things from God. The rib guards the heart. So if there's something in your life that God says, I want that, and I'll give you something in return, and you say, I'm not letting go of this, most likely you're delaying your own destiny. You don't let go of the rib, you don't get the Eve. And I'm not talking just marriage. I'm talking about whatever that is that you need right now. You can be married right now and need some kind of ministry, need a job, need your family, whatever. But you know exactly what your need is right now. God says sometimes you got to let go of something.
Right.
You let me remove it, and I'll reveal to you what I've got for you. But if you never let me remove things from you that are close to you, you say, don't go there. You'd be surprised, guys. I'm just going to be real. At the things I can't preach about. And people will go crazy and get out of it. And then I get on one subject that's close to them that they don't like.
Right.
They will some of you shut me down earlier, which gave you away. I saw the change. You're the one. It's like this. You can preach about this, you can talk about that, but don't go here. Okay? When you go here, I get uncomfortable. Why are you uncomfortable? Because that's my problem.
Right.
And so it's like, preacher, I'll let you talk about this, I'll let you talk about that, but you talk about that, I'm going to get mad at you.
All right.
Why? It's the rib.
Yeah.
It's something that I want here. It's something I keep locked up in my flesh.
All right.
That no one can see. It's my rib. And God said, you got to let go of that. You got to give that up.
All right.
And if you'll give that thing up, you'll never get it back, but you'll get something much better in return.
All right.
But we don't see that. We say, I'm uncomfortable doing that.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable. God says, okay, you need this.
Yeah.
This will help you. You have this. The rib is nothing compared to Eve.
Right.
But you'd be surprised how the devil can fool us into saying, we can never let go of this or that.
Yeah.
Just saying. There might be friends in your life right now that are not in this room, that are outside these walls, that are not the will of God for your life.
Right.
There might be people on your job that you hang out with that you really shouldn't be hanging out with. You're not going to save them. I'm not saying if you're reaching them, it's one thing, but if they're reaching you, it's another thing.
Right.
If you're influencing them and their walls are coming down and they're getting closer to God, go for it. If they're reaching you and your walls are going up to God, you better watch out. It's a rib. And I'm feeling the Holy Ghost right now.
That's good.
Whatever there could be people right now. You're all adults. There could be people on Facebook and Twitter you need to get away from.
Right. Very true.
You can be, I'm just telling the truth. You can be married. I'm not on either of them, so you can't shoot at me right now. Okay? Never been on either or. I don't want to be on it. They got enough drama. God, I got enough drama. My wife said, "You want to get?" I said, "Absolutely not. No way. If you're on it, I'm not messing with you. I'm just playing." But here's the thing. Do you know how many marriages are destroyed right now because someone on Facebook or Twitter or Skype from their past shows up and just wants to contact them again?
Yeah.
And before long, it's not just contacting, now they're flirting, and then they want to see each other, and boom, there's an affair.
Right.
Man, I'm feeling the Holy Ghost.
Right.
I'm not sure you're getting on anybody. I don't know what you're struggling with, but I'm just telling you. Just keep your walls and keep your eyes open. If that's a rib, let it go.
Good thing.
Because, man, I'm feeling good now.
Good.
Because the rib's close to the heart. So
Right.
it's something you're not going to want to stop. It feels good to your flesh. It's true. So you better let it go. Because it's going to cost you your ease.
That's true.
Man. Ooh. Teaching. I'm feeling prophetic right now. I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm liking it. So he pulls out the rib. And then he closes the flesh thereof. So he pulls out something and then he closes it up like nothing ever happened. Okay? So when he made Eve, right? You got to see this in your own Bibles. You read it. She was not right beside. He didn't go boom. Okay, Adam, you're right here. Pull the rib out, and Eve's right here. Boom, boom. The Bible said he pulled the rib out and made Eve and brought her to him. So he made Eve some other place. Okay. So when Adam wakes up, something's missing. But he can't see it. I mean, there's no scar. There's no surgery. I mean, God, you know how God is. God has pulled it out, and it's like nothing ever happened. But there's something missing inside. And when you've done everything you can for God, and given everything about your mind to what God wants you to do, and then you feel like something's missing. Like I just don't feel fulfilled. I'm doing everything I can, and yet something's missing in my life. God's making something right now.
Right. Thank you.
If you feel like something's missing in your life and you're doing everything you can for God, I'm feeling the Holy Ghost. God's making something right now.
It's good.
He doesn't show you what He's making. He doesn't make it right in front of you and say, "See, because you let go of that, look what I'm doing right now." He doesn't do that. He says, you just let go and you go through the process of feeling like I've forsaken you and I've abandoned you and you've tried all you can do and nothing's working out and then there'll be open doors for you. You go ahead and go through all that. The whole time I'm over here doing this. That's just right. Okay. Now I'm going to bring you to Him because He got creative, and even though He feels like something's missing right now, He let go of something He wanted to keep. But because He did that, I'm going to bring. That's how He works in your life right now. Okay? He doesn't show you what He's doing behind the scenes. He doesn't show you what. You don't know what's going to happen next week.
Right.
No one does. You don't know if it's going to be a car accident, a normal week, a blessing, a check in the mail, a bill in the mail. Well, we probably do know what the bill's in the mail. Besides that, you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
You don't know what God could do. What blessings, man, I feel the Holy Ghost. What blessings could God speak into your life this year if you just started doing everything for God? Letting go of this, letting go of that, giving up this, doing everything you can, showing up to every prayer meeting, showing up to everything Pastor says to do, boy.
Yeah.
I know, I figured, I got one yeah. I got one yeah, a head nod, and a burp, I think. Wow, that's a great response. But if Pastor said, hey, we got prayer Saturday night, hey, by the way, there was prayer last night.
Yeah.
Like, almost all of y'all went there. I was here. Okay? I'm not getting on to you, I'm just telling you. In case you don't know, there is prayer here on Saturday nights. Y'all, if you're not working, you need to be here. Why? It's just something you can do for God.
Right.
It's being created. Anybody can say, anybody can do it. But you need to be here. Whatever God says do, it's not that God's getting on you, God's punishing you, God's making you sacrifice. God's trying to make something for you.
Right.
The more blessed you're going to get is only going to be determined by how much you sacrifice.
Right.
How much you get. People that don't sacrifice it, I don't care what preacher says, I'm doing my own thing, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But I promise you this, mark these words down. You are going to go through more than the next person's going to go through.
True.
You can't put you first and God second.
Right. That's
And expect
true.
God to put you first and the person beside you who's doing everything they can for God second.
Right.
Okay? So,
Right.
we do whatever we can do. If it's work day, if it's whatever, if it's whatever pastor needs, we do it. Okay? Is that hard? Is that mess? I don't think that's mean preaching. I don't think that's, if you think that's mean, and maybe my tone's wrong, but I don't think it's mean in the words.
Right.
If you think that's a problem, you have a rebellion problem. That's just the truth. If the pastor says we need to do this, and I can't do that, that's that rib. I'm saying, nope, not doing it. Okay, you're delaying your own deal. So he closes it up, something's missing, and now he makes Eve and brings her to him. This is really cool, okay? And Adam doesn't name her. Adam named every dog, he named every cat, he named every bird, he named every fish, every bug. But he gets his destiny and can't even name it. Can't even speak to it. Calls her woman. Guys, she's not your woman. She's not. He calls her woman. For she came from man. Okay, watch this. Not she came to man. Not she's for me. She's from me. So immediately he devalues what God has given him. As soon as she's brought into his life, he says, you're from me. Not you're for me. Listen, I'm just going to give you another key. Male or female. If you see your husband or wife as something for you, you will have a much happier relationship. Adam did not see her as for him. He saw her as from him. And so instantly he says, woman. Well, what happens? He's so caught up in what he's doing that destiny, blessing from God, the miracle, the thing God made for him, gets alone. First of all, why is she alone after she just got created? Why is she alone with the devil at a tree she's not supposed to go to? The Bible said she was deceived. She didn't even know. He had told her, but she didn't even understand. Adam knew. But because he's devaluing her, degrading her, it's woman, whatever, she's ending up at a place she shouldn't be. Destiny is now in the devil's hands. And the devil speaks to Adam's destiny and causes her to fail. And sin enters the world. I'm going somewhere, stay with me.
Right.
And so sin creeps in, and the same God who a few days before is creating everything goes on a cursing rampage. Curses the snake, curses Eve, curses Adam, gets all done and says, you know what, in fact, you're going to die. Before the day's out, you're going to die, and God gets done. Watch this. Talk about a bad day, first of all. When God curses you to die, you are not doing good.
Right.
Okay? You're not on fire. Adam, in 3:20 of Genesis, I read it. The verse before, God has just cursed him and Eve. Okay? Adam looks at woman and says, you are Eve. You are the mother of all living. One verse after God curses him, Adam speaks life to what God has said is going to die. And when Adam speaks life and says, you are not woman, you are Eve. You are living. I see what you are. I see that you're going to produce life. I see something in you that I didn't see before. You never should have failed. You aren't the source of my failure. You're the source of my future. You're the mother of all living. The Bible said the next verse that God went from covering them or cursing them to covering them. He made coats of skins and covered them. He's on a cursing rampage, telling them they're going to die. One verse before. But Adam says, you know what? She's Eve. And God says, stop the curse. Let me cover them up before they leave. Because whatever you speak life to, even if God, now I'm feeling the Holy Ghost, even if God's mad at it, God will turn it around for you. You change the course of your own destiny by what you say out of your mouth.
Right.
You got to see this. Eve never got pregnant in the Garden of Eden. It is the perfect environment. It's literally paradise, and she couldn't produce that. She's in the perfect environment of life, and she could not produce. Everything around her was perfect, which means you can be in the perfect circumstance and still not be productive for God. But the second she gets verbal affirmation from Adam, even though they're not in the Garden of Eden anymore, she produces life. Births Cain, births Abel, births Seth, who read the genealogies, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, Daniel, Jesus. That all comes. When? What? When one person verbally affirms the other. I'm talking to the married ones right now. When you verbally affirm the other, you release life into them that has been held back, that God can do something great through. Man, I'm feeling it. Ooh.
Right.
When you speak life to your spouse and say, hey, you are this, you are that, I believe you, I see this in you, versus, you're driving me crazy today.
Right.
They are driving you crazy. But come on, I'm married, it's real. Your house. I haven't been to anybody's house. I got my own house. Y'all, everyone's got problems. Every guy in here can be a jerk.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, you can be a jerk.
Right.
You say you're not a dude. You've got some explaining to do. Because you dress like one. Okay? Every guy can be. It's just part of our nature. We can say woman.
Right.
We have the natural ability to degrade. It came to us in the very beginning.
Right.
First thing Adam did, start degrading. It comes natural to us. We just take things for granted. We just don't. I'm talking to myself like I'm talking to every man in here. We just don't appreciate.
Yeah.
Maybe you are the world's greatest appreciator. You notice every little thing she does. All the guys are jealous of you. Then maybe I'm completely lying right now. But as far as I can tell, all the guys I've been around, we all have the ability to not be thankful.
That's true.
For what we have. And she knows I love her. I told her when we married. Like the guy said, if it changed, I'll let you know. But that goes for the ladies too. Like the girl that said that they've been married 50 years, and she said, when we first got married, we were so much closer. We got in the truck together, and I used to sit right beside you, and you put your arm around me in the truck. I sat in the middle, and the guy said, we're still driving the truck, and I'm still driving. You're the one that moved. In other words, I didn't change, you did. Okay. It's funny how Adam did all these things to get his destiny, and then completely forgot everything he did to get it when he got his destiny. That makes sense?
Right.
Like he says this, and he's creative with every little thing. Then he gets her. It's like he just forgets everything.
Right.
Look, I'm just going to be real. If you open the door for her when you were dating, to show how much of a gentleman you were. Don't switch from gentleman to jerk when you get married and forget that there is a door on that side of the car. And look at me like I'm crazy, but you know I'm right. You hadn't opened the door in 7 years. You want her to open your door now. You're like, yeah, we should get my door. I'm carrying 2 bags of groceries. It's like, yeah. It's just the truth. I mean, we really...
Right.
We're men. I mean, I'm just talking to the guys. We switch.
Yes.
Oh, she needs to learn. You're the mind of God. You're brilliant. You see her just like God sees her. But ladies, same thing. You can absolutely not appreciate it. You can say, man, you brought me to this. You know what Adam said? You know what Adam did say? The woman that thou gavest me.
Yeah.
Blame God. I was preaching for a guy one time, and his wife was in the back seat nagging him while we were driving. And she was like, you need to turn there, you go there. I'm not trying to make fun of the boys, but it's just, she was annoying me. And he gets out of the car, every park, he slams the door. He's like, in the mall, people everywhere, raises his hands in front of everybody and says, dear God, this is the woman you gave me. Do something with her. I cannot take it anymore. Can't wait for church tonight. It's going to be great. She's sitting back there yelling the whole time. Adam said, hey, I don't want this. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You needed it. Same thing, ladies. Eve, you really, really do need Adam. You do need something in your life. You're not a failure. But you've got to see what God's given you.
Right.
I promise you, they could have left the Garden of Eden. And Eve could have said, you could have told me. You could have warned me more. You could have been with me. Why weren't you with me? There's things you can say. Listen, I'll just tell you right now. To the ladies, there are things you can say to motivate your husband or manipulate your husband. And there are things you can say that can actually absolutely drive his self-esteem to the ground. You constantly tell him about everything he does wrong. Yeah, you guys were with me before. Now you're all like, we don't want to go here. We liked you. Now we hate you. You can say everything. You can tell him how terrible. Listen, you can tell him about his past all you want. You can tell him about every issue he's got. You can do that. And you're only messing up your own peace. Because, believe it or not, this is just going to sound straight. Every man knows about his failures.
Right.
Every man deals with condemnation. Every man deals with his past all the time. Every man deals with it every day.
Yes.
And so, if you're married, don't be so naive to let the devil use your mouth as his voice. Speak to your spouse and constantly condemn because you're in a bad mood. I'm just telling you the truth. Whatever the devil can get in, I've said this before, but if I wanted to, and I mean, just for instance, if I was the devil and I wanted to destroy your marriage for the moment, you know what I would do? I would take two swords, I'd put one in your hand, I'd put one in your wife's hand, I'd get in your ear and say, she's doing this, she said that, she thinks this. I'd go to her ear and say, this and this and this and this about him, and I'd walk out of the room. And I'd say, have war, release it. I release war in your house right now. And you will kill each other instead of speak life to each other.
Right.
I'm done with this. I heard a kid say one time there was a 3-year-old boy in Indiana, and his parents were fighting, and they were arguing. And the little boy said, "Why is that man in the corner laughing at you guys?" And they stopped arguing. They looked around and said, "There's nobody here." He said, "There's a man right there laughing at you." A week later, they got another argument, and he said, "Mommy, that man's back. He's laughing again." Like 4 or 5 straight times they start arguing. Every single time the little boy would come in and say, "Why does that man keep coming here when you're arguing?" There's things you can't see that are going on. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to give you all keys. If you're married, this is how you have peace. You speak life to each other. If you're not married and you get creative for God, you do everything you can for God. You pour yourself into the Word of God. Well, I can't see. Listen, you don't need to go on the dating scene to get your destiny. You need to go on the God scene.
All right.
Do everything you can for God. God's not going to forget about you. You're not going to outgive God. God knows what you need. God made you. He knows exactly who you need, what you need, when you need them, when they're supposed to come into your life, at what time, at what season. He's God. He's the master of the universe. He knows every detail. So don't sit there and say, "I need to do this and this and that, and connect this and this and that," and then, no. Do what you can for God. God will do everything He can for you. Okay?
Right.
Is there any questions this morning? Did I do okay? You had not.
Our God, a firm foundation, our rock, the only solid ground. As nations rise and fall, kingdoms once strong, now shaken, but we trust forever in your name, the name of Jesus.